Good evening to you, Billy. You're the first in the room tonight. Have you got any question?
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I don't have any question. Thank you.
Okay, Mudita from Bangkok.
Good evening, Ajahn, and also happy birthday. Today I have a question. I would like to ask about Avijja, Tanha, and Upadana, I think. How do they influence to each other or relate to each other?
Well, Avijja is ignorant, which caused you to have Tanha. Ignorant of what? Ignorant of the Four Noble Truths. Not knowing that your desire will cause you stress. So you keep having desire for things. And once you have desire for things, once you get it, you cling to it, attachment, upadana.
Oh, okay.
So with ignorant, not knowing the Four Noble Truths, not knowing that your problem arises from your cravings, from your desire. Once you know that if you can stop your cravings, then you won't have any problem with anything. You won't have any stress caused by anything.
Right.
And you won't be attached to anything.
Okay.
Because you see with wisdom that everything is temporary. Sooner or later you will have to lose them. And then that's when another dukkha will arise. First a dukkha arising from the desire to get what you want. And once you get it, then you get a dukkha of trying to protect it.
Right.
And then you also have another dukkha when you lose it. So you got dukkha all the way from start to finish.
Even when we have it or when we lose it, we always have dukkha.
Even when you don't lose it, you also have dukkha. You worry about whether you can keep it for how long.
That's very true. So once we have the Vijja or the knowing, then Tanha and Upadana will be gone.
Once you have the Four Noble Truths and see things as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can cut off your cravings and your attachment to people and things.
Okay.
And then you will be free from suffering, free from dukkha.
That's very clear, Ajahn.
And how do you get to the Four Noble Truths? You have to study the teaching of the Buddha. And then you have to, what you learn from the teaching is just a roadmap, not the real Four Noble Truths. You have to practice meditation in order for you to get to the Four Noble Truths that's working in your heart, in your mind. And that's why you have to stop your dukkha by seeing that everything that you cling to or desire for are all impermanent and not belonging to you permanently. Sooner or later you will have to give up or lose them. Okay.
And Ajahn, I recently read your book in Thai called Tuan Kase. I think it's to go against the desire. And in your book, you taught about the Marana Nusati, and you say it's also there's two benefits of getting the equality and right, and I mean the calm and also get the panna as well, like that. Okay, if we think that we will die, is also a part of wisdom as well, right?
Yes, Marananusati is anicca, impermanent.
Right. Okay. So I recite that I will die today. Yeah. So.
And what's the point of getting so many things?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And being stressed out by that, by trying to get all the things you want.
Yeah.
Why don't you just live simple? Just have the four basic requisites of life.
Right.
That's all you really need.
Mm-hmm.
Just have what you need, but don't have what you want. Because what you want is never enough.
Yeah. Always want more.
And that's what causes you the stress by
Right.
trying to go after what you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then once you get it, you have to protect what you have,
Mhm.
look after what you have. And that's another stress. And
Right.
when you lose what you have, then you run into another stress, sorrow.
It's never stop the stress,
Yeah.
like a loop.
Right. So the Buddha said, in order to curb, stop your want, you have to just know to what is essential for you and what is not essential.
Right.
What is essential that you have to have are the four requisites of life: food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. And you don't have to have the luxurious items.
Mhm.
They all do the same job. Whether you eat $500 a meal or you eat $50 a meal, it fulfills the need of your body.
Mhm.
So I spend so much money for the same thing. You get the same thing.
Right.
So this is what you have to try to teach yourself, that all you need are just the four requisites of life, and they don't have to be expensive.
Mhm.
Cheap stuff do the job.
Right.
Then you won't have the stress of trying to acquire these things.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And then you try to stop your mind from wanting other things
Mhm.
by practicing meditation, because right now you don't have the strength to stop your desires, your craving for things. But when you meditate, you will have the strength to resist, to stop your desire for things. Once you can do that, then you achieve your goal of contentment, peace, happiness forever.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm focusing on this right now, as according to your advice, like prioritize my Dhamma practice more, try to do more these days. Yeah.
Yeah, you need the Dhamma practice to overcome your cravings and your desire. Without the Dhamma practice, you will not be able to resist your desire and your craving. Okay?
Okay,ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ I will take your advice and keep on doing it ค่ะ
All right. Next, Sajal Ka, Silver Spring, Maryland. You have to unmute your microphone. Okay.
I'm just I'm listening, but I'm kind of following up on Mudita's question that she's reading a book, and I think that book is your book in English called Against the Defilements, right?
Yes, I think so. Against the Defilements.
Yeah. That I think I have that book thanks to Jack and Jupe, and I think I agree with Mudita. That's a very beautiful book. Thank you for writing that. I think it has lots of the things in one place, and I think just our inability to not be able to practice. So that's a completely separate story. Yeah, I have no questions today. Thank you.
Okay. Egg Yenso from Penang.
Good evening, Ajahn. Listening today, no questions. Yeah, thank you.
Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Happy birthday. May you be safe and healthy. Today, I don't have any question. Anudana Sadhu.
Okay, thank you. In case you want to know how old I am, I'm 74 now. Okay. Next, Kwan Lee Man. And no need to wish me happy birthday. Once is enough. Okay. Any questions for you, Waliman?
Yes, Ajahn. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, where am I now? Ajahn, can you see me?
Yes, we can see you now. Can hear you okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I lost my video. Ajahn, I'd like to check on the map of practice. We start with Dana, Sila, Bhavana, and then we practice mindfulness and develop the fourth jhana, and then get into Vipassana to see the five aggregate, the three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, anatta, the fourth noble truth, and then we have wisdom to stop thinking and to have the silent mind. So, Ajahn, I know what's the next in the map?
Next in the map, enjoy yourselves. Once you get there, and you just enjoy it. Enjoy the state of peace and calm forever. Nothing else to do. That's the end of the line. If you ride a train, you get off the train and go home. You reach your destination. Your home is Nibbana. That's where everything is there for you. Everything that will make you happy, which is nothing. Okay? Understand? Okay, you unmute somehow you mute your microphone, so I cannot hear you.
Okay, I understand, Ajahn. Thank you so much. Wishing Ajahn all the best of health and long life, please.
Yes.
Thank you, Ajahn.
These four practices, you can do them concurrently. Like you can do dana and keep the sila, and also meditate, and also develop wisdom. You can do them all in tandem, more or less. You don't have to separate them. Except dana and meditation. When you do dana, you cannot meditate. Like when you're giving food to the monk, or you go giving the katina, the robe, then you cannot meditate. If you meditate, then you cannot do the dana. But the other thing you can do, like sila, you can maintain sila at all times, the precepts. Okay, understand?
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Next.
you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Kok Sing from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I have one question. Just want to clarify regarding what Ajahn mentioned about the Sotapanna, and please forgive my ignorance if my question sounds a bit stupid. Last week, Ajahn, you were saying that Sotapanna still has sexual desires, still has not overcome the 32 parts. The 32 the ugly parts of the body, but I was thinking that Sotapanna is someone who has attained a certain level of jhana state. So I'm a bit so-called find it difficult to reconcile how is it that Sotapanna who has reached such a high stage and yet still has sexual desires. So this is something
because you're not in jhana all the time. See? When you come out of jhana, you start to think, and when you see a beautiful object, you can arouse your sexual desire to come up. Like when you come out of jhana and you turn on Playboy magazine, or watch pornography, then your sexual desire will be aroused. Because jhana could not eliminate your sexual desire. Only asukha can. You have to have the perception of disgust of the body, the disgusting part of the body, like the skeleton, the intestines, the various organs inside the body, or see the body as a corpse. You won't have any sexual arise when you see a corpse, do you? It's the same body, right? When it's alive, you become aroused. But when it becomes dead, it can no longer arouse your sexual desire. So this is what you have to do when you see beautiful bodies, you can become aroused. So when you know that you're aroused and you want to get rid of it, then you have to think of the opposite. See, this is the work of wisdom of vipassana. Has nothing to do with jhana. Jhana is only to rest your mind. When you're in jhana, everything is stopped. Nothing, no sexual desire, no craving, nothing. But when you come out of your jhana, then you start to think, you start to have input from your sensual objects. And that's when your defilements start to work again.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
So when you come out of jhana, you have to either think of impermanence, think of death. If you start to plan for doing something to enrich yourself with, and if you think of that, you say, what am I doing for? In the end, I'm not going to get anything. I'm going to lose everything anyway. This will help curb your greed. If you have any sexual desire, then you have to think of the disgusting parts of the body. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
But you have to do the homework first, because if you don't do the homework, when your defilement comes up, you won't be able to think of the antidote. So you have to prepare the antidote to your defilement first by contemplating on the 32 parts or the 10 stages of a course, or to get rid of your sexual desire, to contemplate on the nature of everything as being impermanent, something that you cannot keep forever. Then when you have this antidote ready, as soon as the defilement comes up, you can use it right away. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Next, Karen from San Jose, California. Hi.
Hi, good morning from San Jose. I don't have any questions. I'm just listening and learning today. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Next, Kevin, the palm.
Hello, John. I don't have any questions today, just listening. Thank you.
Okay. Philip and Adeline from Malaysia. Oh, by the way, Gavin, where are you from in Washington State? Which city?
It's Vancouver, Washington.
Vancouver, Washington. Okay. Near Portland, right? Near Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, it's just 20 minutes from Portland.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, back to you, Philip.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have a question with regards to Asubha, and in the practice of Asubha, where you see the 32 parts of the body, right? In my case, when I look at the 32 parts of the body, I mean, you go through the mental picture in your mind and things like that, or even if you look at pictures on the internet to see the disgust of the body. But maybe it's because of previous training, or because of my educational background. I looked at it as like, a heart is heart, a limb is a bone is a bone, a skeleton is a skeleton, and it doesn't have any like disgusting effect. I mean, how do I push myself, to get a disgusting fact? Do I go to mock and go and see the real thing, or it's very difficult to see a rotting corpse these days unless you go to India.
You can go to a forensic department when they have to do autopsy. As permission, you can go and watch the autopsy. Or you can go to a medical school in which they have to open up the body for medical student to see. That's what we have hospitals here in Thailand in which they do this thing, and they allow the public to join, to attend. Sometimes we have a group of practitioners in the temple which will organize a trip to these hospitals and to witness the autopsy of a body. So you can see the real thing.
Okay. I mean, I have seen it. I've seen all these things like in those medical jars and things like that.
You must see the real thing, see the real body being cut up, being opened up. So you can see the inside of the body.
Okay. And my next question with regards to the meditation anasati, when we are noting the breath in and out, right? There's sometimes a tendency of labeling it as when there is a breath going in as a inhaling in, and then when it's out, inhaling out. I know that you mentioned previously that one shouldn't be noting it and just be observing it, but sometimes it helps to calm the mind. Is it okay to continue that?
Yes, if it helps you to calm your mind, and eventually once it's calm enough, you might not need it.
Yes,
you
that's
might just merely watching it.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's correct.
You can do that, no problem.
Okay, I don't have any more questions.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. Have a good long, happy life.
Bruce Lee from Indonesia.
Evening, Ajahn. I have no questions for tonight. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Alfredo. Ubeka. Equanimity. Mr. Equanimity. You have to unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone. Your microphone is okay.
Oh, the mouse is complicated. Is your birthday today?
Yes, but not today. 74 years ago today.
10 days ago.
74 years ago. 74 years ago.
Ah, yes.
That was my birthday.
When you're born. Yes. Congratulations. Thanks for your help us. But I have a question today.
Okay, good.
Sorry, but it's a difficult question. Buddha say that have two levels, Magga and Pala.
Yes.
Sanganusati Ata Purisa Pugalo, eight levels of desperted.
Yes.
Magga is to be a knowing, and Pala is to be a realizing. What's the difference? Why Buddha separate and two stages?
Because one is the cause, the other is the effect, the result. And if you want to hear a sound of the bell, first you have to ring the bell, right? If you don't ring the bell, you won't hear the sound of the bell ringing, right? So by ringing the bell is the Magga, and then once you do that, you get the sound of the bell ringing, and that's the Pala. That's the result. So the pala is what we are doing right now, study and practice. This is the pala. We study what is the fetters that we have to eliminate. And once we know the fetters and how to eliminate them, then we do the process of eliminating. That is the marka. Once you have completed your job, you have eliminated your fetter, then you get the pala. You become a sotapanna.
Is more completely than maga. Pala is more completely than
Well,
maga, or no?
No, let me compare. Maga is like cooking your food, and pala is eating the food that you cooked.
Yes.
If you don't cook the food, there's no food for you to eat, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to practice meditation, samadhi to get jhana. Once you get jhana, you have to contemplate on the nature of the five khandha, being anicca, dukkha, anatta. And when you see
inside the jhana, you are in pala, not in maga.
No. You first you do separately. First you do the jhana, so you have equanimity, and when you come out of jhana, then you contemplate on the three characteristic nature of the five khandha.
Yes.
And when you see the five khandha as not being yourself, then you can let go of your attachment, let go of your desire for the five khandha. When you can do that, you'll stop the dukkha that arises from your attachment to your five khandha.
Yes.
Then you get the pala. You become enlightened. You become a sotapanna.
Yes.
Okay.
If by the way, if you are not investigate, you are in pala too. It's not need a state of you are investigating, né, Bante? It's not a vipassana. Pala is a result of practice.
Pala is the result of your investigations. Once you see that the body doesn't belong to you, then you give it up.
Yes.
Then you don't care what happens to your body. That's pala.
Yes.
The magga is to see that your body is not you by tracing the start of your body. How did your body get started? By the combination of semen, a drop of semen, and an egg in the womb, right? Which both of them are just there. Is there any self in the sperm or in the egg that form the body? No self, right? There's no sperm. You're not the sperm, right? You're not the egg, right? But you're the combination of the sperm and egg.
Yes.
So it's just your own delusion not to claim your body as being used, simply because you live with it from time of birth to now, and so you just, if nobody tells you different, you think the body is you, because you do everything with your body. You are the thinker and the knower, which tell the body what to do, and the body follow your instruction, take your order from you. Take the order from you. You want to get up, before you can get up, you have to tell your body first, I want to get up, right?
A machine.
Yeah, a machine, like a car.
Yes. Yes.
You're the driver.
Yes.
This is how you want to study to clarify the truth. That the body and you are not the same thing.
Yes.
You're like the puppet master, puppeteer. The body is like a puppet.
Yes.
Once you can see this, then you can stop worrying about your body, whether it's gonna get old, get sick, or die, because you know that it's just the body that get old, get sick, and die, but you don't get old, get sick, and die with your body.
Yes.
Once you see this, and you can let go of your attachment, then this is pala. See, this is enlightenment, seeing the truth.
Yes. You are enjoy more in pala.
Yes, it's like eating the food you cook. When you're cooking,
Yes.
you're not enjoying. It takes time, right? You have to go buy stuff,
Yes.
go to the market, get the stuff to cook with.
Yes.
But once you finish cooking and you got the food on the table, then you
Yes.
enjoy the food.
Yes. Thanks, Bante.
So it's clear. But there are 4 stages. When we're
Yes,
talking
yes,
about the
yes.
first stage, then you go to the next stage, the second and third, and eventually the fourth, in order to get rid of all the 10 fetters that bind your
Yes.
mind to samsara, that bind your mind to the rounds of rebirth.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Yes. For example, for jhana is a pala of anagami.
No, jhana is a ingredient of the food that you have to cook with. You need jhana, you need wisdom to go together in order to be able to become enlightened. Jhana alone cannot give you enlightenment. Wisdom alone cannot give you enlightenment.
No, yes, yes, but
You need both.
anagami is more facility in enter in jhana, né, Bante? Anagami is more training than sakadagami or sotapanna. Anagami is a high level.
Yes, because the defilement that caused the mind to be below has been eliminated.
Yes, less defiled.
Your sexual desire, once you get rid of it, then your mind can become more peaceful and calm.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Bante.
Okay, you're welcome. This is the first time I hear you asking a question after all this time.
It's a difficult question, but
So I think
today here is a finite day, death day.
Okay, recollection of the dead, the day of the dead, Halloween.
Yes, yes, it's vacation today here.
I see. Okay.
Thanks, Bante.
You're welcome. Melinda from Singapore. Anything to say, to ask? Nothing.
Ajahn, please stay long life and teach us. Thank you.
Okay. You want me to be your servant forever, huh?
As long as we are still alive. We are very grateful for your teaching. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Gary, Singapore. By the way, I think you donated some money. Did you? I remember. I was told if I did.
Yes, we just did a very small donation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn, for the Dhamma opportunity. Ajahn, today I have a question. This morning, when I was doing some chores, and suddenly, a thought came up. Not a very good thought, but these thoughts, like aramanas, they just come out by themselves, right?
Yes,
There's no way.
they are anatta. They're like the lightning or thunder. They can come up anytime. And the way to deal with them is just to ignore them.
Okay. Because usually that's what I do is I just note them and then just let it go.
Yeah, just don't give them any importance. Yeah. Just consider them like something natural phenomena that come and go.
Okay.
You just keep focus your mind on something, and your mind will not be distracted and be disturbed by what comes up.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. That's all.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, Claudia Srina from Germany. I hope I pronounced your name right. Srina, right?
Srina, yeah, but Claudia is okay.
Claudia.
Claudia is okay. So good afternoon from Germany. I don't have any questions, but I want to thank you so much for dedicating a part of your precious life to teach us. So may you be well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Next is Lillian from Bangkok, Malaysian living in Bangkok.
Ajahn, I have a question today. Normally, I start my meditation with sitting, but I remember last time you mentioned that if we cannot really, if there are too much thoughts in our mind, we should do walking meditation. So I was wondering, once you change from sitting to walking, right? Should you do walking all the way, or if you think your mind has calmed down after walking, I should actually do sitting again?
Yes, you can switch anytime you want. There's no particular way. You can choose. If you find that walking is good enough for you and you want to sit and meditate, then you can switch back to sitting, because you get better result from sitting.
Yes, definitely.
If your mind is more mindful. But if you find that sitting and your mind still restless and agitated, then you might need to do some walking first to loosen the energy, the mental energy, by forcing the mind to walk with the body.
I find that walking really does help to focus more, because after I walk, I can actually sit better. But I'm not sure if I should sit, walk, and sit.
Yes, you can switch back and forth. If you find that when you're sitting, you're either restless or sleepy, then you should get up and walk.
Okay, can. Thank you.
Until you feel you are alert and calm, then you come back and sit again. All right? Okay. Alvin from Malaysia. Okay. Thank you for your donation also.
Thanks, Ajahn, for accepting the Dhamma. I've got no question tonight, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Monica from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Go ahead. Any question?
Yeah. First thing, I'd like to show my appreciation for your dedication to lift us out from dukkha. I'm very thankful for that. I would say personally, I have benefited a lot. Okay, especially on your special day today.
Yes, I'm happy to hear. It give me a lot of encouragement to continue on working.
Thank you, but I'm not making you a servant.
You're not making me, but I am your servant, whether you like it or not. I'm here to serve. I'm here to answer your questions.
Okay. Yeah, talking about this, for normal people, no matter how old or how sick they are, they will always want to continue to live forever. How come an enlightened being would need to have a strong purpose to continue to live on, Ajahn?
An enlightened person will use common sense. You have the body, and the body still exists, and you got nothing else to do. Why not do something that is useful to other people? Because before you became enlightened, you know how much suffering you had, and you know how much suffering you had eliminated after you become enlightened. So you want to share this thing with other people. As long as your body will be able to do the work, the job of teaching. But an enlightened person wouldn't try to push the body when it's time for the body to stop. Just like a car, you have a car, you can still make use of a car. You can pick up people, give them rides, send them to school, to hospitals, so forth. So you want to do this thing for the benefit of other people. But once your car breaks down and you can no longer fix it, then that's it. Then that's the end of the charity work that you will do for other people. So giving Dhamma is a form of charity. The highest form of charity is giving Dhamma, the Buddha said. Because Dhamma can get rid of your suffering. Nothing else in the world can.
Yes, I truly agree with that. Because mental suffering is really it is how you say, it's like a storm inside and nobody knows. Yeah?
That's right.
Yeah, only the sufferer will know.
It's a silent killer,
Yeah,
silent torturer.
True, true. And it can torture in so many ways. It's from everywhere. Yeah. Then the other thing is that I have a question regarding this tudong. Because over here, I mean, we have monks who practice, going on tudong, even though within Malaysia. If let's say we were to follow, what is the purpose of this tudong?
Well, tudong or dutanga in Pali mean austere practices, and there are 13 of them, not just one. The one you see is one, like to go from place to place in the forest, not through the cities like they do. You're supposed to be doing in a remote places where nobody knows that you're doing this wandering. You want to seek solitude and seclusion. So you go look for a place that has this solitude and seclusion. And you might stay there and practice for a while until you become quite used to it, and you want to find some new place, because when you're used to a place, you can become complacent and not mindful enough. This is the purpose of monks doing the Dutanga, to go live in strange places in which they have to be careful and mindful of their surroundings, especially in the forest. So this is more of an individual practice, not a caravan like you see monks do. That's not real tudong. The real tudong is to go alone, to find seclusion and solitude, so that you will not be disturbed by people and things. So you can concentrate on your practice fully. So that's the purpose of wandering in the forest. But there are other practices that is also considered to be tudong. Like from eating once a day, this is also considered to be tudong. You want to reduce your food consumption. You want to moderate it. Just have enough for the body. Not eat for the mind, eat for the body. But the mind sometimes wants to eat more than the body needs, and it can cause hindrances. So you use this practice to solve the problem of overeating and sleepiness. If you eat too much, you can become sleepy and drowsy and lazy. You don't want to practice. So you eat once a day.
So if we were to follow the practice, we just follow, maybe they are trying to expose lay people on this tudong. Are we supposed to just keep quiet if along the way?
Supposedly, you're supposed to be mindful all the time while you're walking. Like you're walking, doing walking meditation all the time. But it's unavoidable when you're around people. If you don't talk to them, they'll talk to you.
Yes.
And if you don't reply, then they say you are snobbish or something. So this is not a real tudong, but if you want to, you can use it as a form of exertion maybe. If you stay at home, you're lazy, so you might have to take a tudong trip, walking from one place to another. Then it forces you to exert yourself.
Okay.
If you find useful for your practice, then you can do it.
Okay. But I think maybe if I would really want to try, I might want to go to cemetery and try to curb my fear of death.
Yeah, this is another form of dutanga.
Oh, okay.
To practice in the cemetery, or to practice in the forest, or to live outside of the house or building, live under the tree, for instance, outside. So you are not protected by the walls of the house. So this will create you to be very mindful of your surrounding. And make you alert. When you sleep, you don't sleep soundly. You sleep half asleep, the other half ready to get up anytime when you feel danger comes around.
Okay. So if let's say there is a chance that I can join this type of sort of exposure at the cemetery, what type of preparation should I do before I really join this type of experience?
Well, before you go to the cemetery, you should, when you enter the cemetery first, you should go during daytime to take a survey of the cemetery. Don't go at night, because when you go at night, your imagination can run wild, and you start seeing ghosts, seeing so many things. But when in fact in daylight you see they're just trees or something, but your mind can imagine to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to take a survey of the place first to see what it is, and then later on go at night and meditate.
Okay.
But the best way to do it, if you can, is to go alone. But if you cannot yet go alone, then you might have to go in a group first. But once you get to the cemetery, then you should separate. You don't sit together. You should separate, maybe at a little distance away and sit alone.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Because if I go, I'll follow maybe Bante Lee,
Yeah.
But they will bring a group, but then they will really separate.
Right.
To try out the how brave we are.
How brave or how mindful you are.
True.
When you're afraid, can you use mindfulness to quench, to stop your fear or not?
True.
This will instigate or stimulate your mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
If you're living in a safe environment, you don't feel the need to use any mindfulness, because there's no fear arising. But when there's fear arising and it's causing you a lot of stress, and you want to get rid of this fear, you have to use mindfulness like a mantra to stop the mind from thinking about things that make you fearful.
Okay. But I do heard that there are cases where really they are ghosts in the cemetery.
No one ever catch a ghost and prove it, right? It's just always
a
rumor. It's always a rumor.
Okay.
Because you cannot catch a ghost.
Okay.
Because a ghost has no body, how can you catch a ghost?
Yeah.
And most of the ghosts we see are your imagination. They're not real ghosts. Only when you have the psychic power, then you might be able to contact real ghosts, real spirit. A real spirit, they don't scare you. They're just like you. They're looking for friends. They're looking for help.
Okay. All right. So it's actually talking about dukkha. They are asking for merits or that.
Like, if you are a practitioner, they might think you know something about how to get rid of the dukkha. So they might come and ask for your advice.
Okay, so they are not that so frightful after all.
No, they're just like you. They just happen to have no body. That's all. They die. Their body die, but the mind is still the same mind before the body dies. Still have suffering. Still have dukkha, and somehow you might be able to tune in with the spirit. Then you can communicate with them.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Tan Ajahn. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Next, Yogbe from Singapore. Yogbe, where are you from, Yogbe?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Brother?
Yes.
Okay. But this morning I have problem with my family, and then I feel upset. After that, I listen with your teaching and listening, and now I feel much better. And the second question is my meditation. I try to do my meditations 1 hour. After that, I try to improve more hours I can. I don't know, maybe my body is tired.
No, your mind is lazy. So you should use mantra or chanting to continue on with your meditation. If you
Okay,
feel
thank
like
you.
stopping, then say, let's add more mindfulness to your mind. It means you run out of mindfulness. So you need to generate more mindfulness by either chanting or by either reciting the mantra.
Thank you, Prasad. Thank you. No more question. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Where are you from?
From New York.
New York, okay. You're a friend of Felicia Shan.
Felix Chan, yeah.
Okay.
It's a classmate, yeah.
I see, okay.
Yeah,
You
I'm
been-
born in Malaysia too.
You coming back to Malaysia?
Yeah, I'm born in Malaysia, yeah. Now I'm living with New York, yeah.
I see. How long have you been living there?
It's 33 years already.
That's really, okay.
Yeah, my family is here, yeah.
Have you visited Malaysia?
If this time is COVID time, I could not back to my Malaysia. The immigration is not me to go back. Every single year, I will go back to see my mother. My mother is still in the village.
I see, okay. Maybe pretty soon you can come back now because everybody has vaccinated. Have
Yes.
vaccination.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dhamma.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Johanna from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. May you always be healthy, Ajahn. Ajahn, tonight my question is, how do we know the linkages from particular practice to a particular result our mind just achieved? Sometimes my mind wants to know where I get it from, like, is it because of the meditation or the contemplation or because of listening to your Dhamma more often? If I can find the linkages, then I can repeat certain practice more often to strengthen the result. Like, for instance, I become less reactive to condition. I want to perfect this state of mind. Is it possible to track the linkages from where it happened? Ajahn, please kindly advise me.
Well, I can give you general answers. The reason why your mind is good is because you're either practicing Dhamma, practicing mindfulness. You see the three characteristics of existence. You listen to the Dhamma talk. These are the things that will help make your mind feel good.
So,
I think basically
yeah.
the mindfulness is the real one. If you can be mindful, then your mind will be light and easy and not heavy.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah,
not
like-
mindful, you become deluded, and then your mind starts to become overweight.
Okay. So it indicates that maybe my mindfulness
That's
is
right, yeah.
getting better.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because before maybe I can be reactive, but now I can take a look back and see the condition first and don't be reactive. So I just wonder.
Yes, this is
That's
the result of having mindfulness. Mindfulness will give you ubekha or equanimity to be able just to merely observing and not reacting.
Yeah. But actually, I just come back to Buddhism just about this 1 year, Ajahn.
Okay.
So I wonder how did it happen? So I just asked.
Well, don't worry about it if you don't know. Yeah. Just try to use mindfulness as much as possible. Try to develop mindfulness.
Okay,
This is the one that will make your mind better, peaceful, calmer, happier.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Ajahn. Thank you
Alright.
very much, Ajahn.
Margareta from Indonesia. Margareta.
Hello.
Go ahead, can hear you.
Yeah. Hello, Ajahn. I have two questions for tonight.
First, I don't know, just sometimes I will feel sad suddenly, but I don't know the reason. And I don't see anything that can make me sad actually. But lately I really busy with the work, so I haven't practiced my sitting meditation at all. I just reading Dhamma book, reading the question and answer, and then try to keep my mindfulness for daily life. Is it because of my lack of practice, or can I do something like, because when I do the chanting Buddha Buddha Buddha, the sadness it's still there. I cannot erase it. I don't know. It's very hard.
Because you don't do enough of it. See? You have to do it until it disappears. If it doesn't disappear, you have to continue doing it.
Doing the chanting.
Right, chanting or reciting the mantra. It's like taking medicine for your illness. You keep taking your medicine until your illness disappear before you stop taking your medicine.
Yeah. Even though we don't know the reason.
No need to know anything. Just stop the mind from thinking. Then the bad feeling will disappear. Then after that, if you want, you can then investigate and ask yourself, what made you unhappy? Usually it's because you desire, or you want something, or you expect something. And when you cannot get them, then you become unhappy.
Yeah, that's why. There's one time that I try to investigate, but I cannot find anything, so I confused. Then I come back to chanting, and then when the chanting not effect, so I changed my focus to work because it's very hectic. So when I keep working without thinking, and then the sadness gone.
That's right. That's another way to distract your mind from thinking about sadness. But when you stop working, then you might come back to think about the sadness again. Yeah. Then you have to use the mantra or something to stop it, or chanting.
Okay. Is there any way to really erase that sadness?
Yes, you have to use wisdom. You have to investigate the cause of your sadness, which according to the Four Noble Truths, your sadness arises from your desire for something. You want something and you cannot get it. Like you want things to go well for you, and when things don't go well for you, you can feel sad, feel bad. Then you have to accept the fact that things don't go according to what you want. Things they just come and go on their own free will. And you cannot control them all the time. So you have to lower your expectation, lower your desire. Then your sadness will disappear.
Okay. That's why I'm confused, because I don't know what is it. Oh, okay, but I will try the chanting first.
Okay, if you cannot investigate, if you don't understand the Four Noble Truths yet, then just do the chanting first.
Yeah.
Reciting a mantra to stop your mind from thinking about sadness, stop your mind from expecting or desiring for things first.
Okay. Okay. And then my second question, I often have a dream, and that dream is always like a sign, like what will happen next, tomorrow or several days later. But I think when I start to learning Dhamma, and I know that these dreams makes me expect something, makes me like, oh, this will be happening, so I need to do this, I need to do that, I expect this, I expect that. I don't want to have that dreams anymore. So every time I sleep, before I sleep, I always keep in my mind like, let's not have any dream this night, because I feel like this dream will make me, not makes me better. It just makes me want to know something that's not happened yet, something like that. And then the dream stop. Is it? Am I doing the right thing?
Well, when you sleep, you cannot control your dreams, but you can deal with them by disregarding them. Don't pay attention to them. Just forget about, once you wake up, then just forget about the dream.
Okay.
Don't think about it. Just ignore it and go on doing going on your daily activity, whatever you're doing. But if somehow your dream is really true, then you might use it to your advantage. Are they true when you dream of something that's going to happen? Do they happen?
Yeah.
Huh?
Actually, several times it happened.
Okay. So
Like there's a sign that I will really sick, or there's a sign that the business will be really busy or something like that, and then it's happened. Then I sometimes I like, oh, I know then today or this week I will be very busy, so I will like prevent first, like I will do something in the advance. But is it okay to use that?
yes, it's like the weather forecast. So you know it's going to rain today. So you prepare, get an umbrella ready, a raincoat ready, so you don't get wet.
I am afraid that it will make me greedy. That's why I want it stopped.
You don't have to be greedy. You just want to protect yourself or prepare yourself for whatever happens.
Okay. So it's something that I cannot control.
That's right.
So, yes.
But you can either make good use of it, or you just ignore it.
Okay. Okay, Ajahn. That's it. My question for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Next, be Ravin Chinnaporn from Bangkok. Saw your mother this morning. She came for the birthday party.
Oh, all right. So you hosted something
I didn't host.
at the temple.
It's just something happened naturally. Everybody comes on their own free will. No invitation.
Wishing Ajahn all the good health, and thank you very much for dedicating your time to helping me and everyone else achieve liberation from dukkha.
Okay, I hope that you do achieve your goal sooner or later. Any question?
Yes, actually, I think my question was kind of answered. It was probably a question similar to what Kokseng asked earlier. So maybe let me rephrase my question. It is Asupa required to achieve full liberation? And I understand that it is now.
Asupa will give you the anagami level of enlightenment, which still leave you another level to go up to, which is the level of the arahant. You're getting rid of the third and fourth fetters. There are 10 fetters that you have to get rid of. The Sotapanna get rid of the first 3 fetters. The Sakidagami lessen the fetters, but not getting rid of them completely. Only the Anagami can get rid of the sexual desire and the feeling of I'm not sure what is the word, but patika. And I'm not sure about the translation. Unhappy, being unhappy, not happy, not satisfied. Because when you have sexual desire in your mind, you feel, you don't feel good. This is patika. So once you apply Asupa, then you can get rid of these 2 fetters. Does this answer your question?
Yes, because from listening and reading your books, Ajahn, you mentioned a lot about contemplation on the body, on the 5 khandhas being impermanent, letting go. Everything is the 3 characteristics of existence. And then I came across, I think, a section where you mentioned about Asupa is important to get rid of sexual desire. So that, got me.
So your contemplation of the body is divided into two sections. The ones on the impermanent nature of the body, and the other is the unpleasant nature of the body, unpleasant looking nature of the body. which we don't see because it's hidden by the skin, and also by the way how we try to groom the body. We try to fix the hair, fix the skin, fix the size and shape of the body to make it look good. So we have to go inside, under the skin, like the saying that says, beauty is skin deep, right? Once you go beyond the skin, then there's no beauty. Once you go under the skin, you don't see anything beautiful in the body. So you want to see those parts of the body because it can eliminate your sexual desire. Okay?
So even after we can let go of our body, we still have to get rid of our attachment to the beauty of the body.
Yes, they're two separate problems. They're not the same thing. First, you cling to your own body. You want to use your body so that you can have sex with other people, right? Without your body, how can you have sex with another person?
Yes.
So you're always worried about the health and the safety of your body because you want to keep it, to use it to serve your purpose. But after looking at the nature of your own body, you can see clearly that the body won't last forever. It's gonna get old, get sick, and die. So if you don't want to have any stress concerning this regard of the body, you have to accept the truth that this is gonna happen to the body. And once you accept the truth, then your mind can let go of this attachment to this body. But then you have to but when you look at other people's body, you can still have the perception of beauty, especially when they put up clothes and put up nice clothing and so forth. Or when they take off their clothes, whichever case may be. So you want to go deeper, under the skin to see the unpleasant parts of the body in order to get rid of your sexual desire. If you don't see the unpleasant parts of the body, even though you're not afraid of death, you're not afraid of sickness, but you still have the desire for the body that you see as being good looking. So these are two separate problems. One is about aging, sickness, and death. One is about the beauty of the body.
Right. That explains a lot, Thanachan. Now I can see what you mean.
Okay.
Thank you, Thanachan. I do have one more observation I'd like to share. I noticed that sometimes when I come out of meditation, I have a lot of physical pain, but I also observed that I don't have mental pain. And that kind of got me thinking that if there's physical pain, which I can't control, but there is mental pain that I can, it shows that it proves the point that this body really doesn't belong to us, but the mind belongs to us because we can control it. Is this the right way of thinking?
Yes, more or less, because once you understand the nature of dukkha in your mind, it's caused by your cravings. Then once you stop your cravings, then the dukkha in your mind will disappear. This you can control, the dukkha in your mind. You can eliminate the dukkha in your mind, but you cannot eliminate the dukkha in the body, the pain in the body. Okay?
Okay, yes, I understand, Thanachan.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Sri and Czech from Vancouver, Canada.
Ajahn.
Don't say happy birthday. Everybody say
Too many wishes.
Go ahead and get into the question.
Can it be a day to be thankful of the Buddha and your parents, Ajahn?
No, you should be thankful every day for having the opportunity to practice the teaching of the Buddha.
Okay. Every day, Ajahn.
Yeah.
Ajahn, the discussion with B was so good, Ajahn. Can I continue the discussion that you mentioning about the fourth and fifth factors, sexual desire, and the other one I think is translated as anger, Ajahn.
Anger.
Is the anger coming from
Of the sexual desire? Because when you have sexual desire, you try to you're a bit you're not nice. When you're not happy with anything.
Only sexual desire, Ajahn?
Well, one of it contribute to your anger or your discontentment.
Oh.
But there are other things also that can cause your anger, like not getting what you want, like you order a pizza and you get a burger or something like that, and you can get angry.
Really?
Some people can get angry because they expect to have a burger or a pizza, and then they get a burger instead.
But I wouldn't really expect it from a
anything that doesn't come with your expectation, fulfill your expectation, can cause you anger or discouragement, or not discouragement, but I can't think of the word. But
right. Well, Ajahn, like some people, like sometimes I see people get angry when somebody die, but they won't do that, right? They won't get angry like if somebody leave them or die.
No,
like
people
because
they get angry when your boyfriend or your husband ran away from you. You get angry at him, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like you already got rid of, like if you're Sotapan, you already got rid of that part about like.
Yeah, Sotapanna won't get mad if his or her partner left him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he knows they're gonna have to be separated one day or later, sooner or later.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's what I meant, Ajahn. Like Sotapanna, like they still, the factors of anger is still there, but it's a different, like it's different.
It's a different object, different expectation.
Different.
You expect to have sex, and when you don't get you don't get it, you get angry, right?
But like if you order a pizza, you get a burger, you won't get angry.
Well, it depends. If you think ahead of time that anything can happen, then you won't get angry. But if you just expect a pizza and you get a burger, you might get angry, even if you're Sotapanna, because you don't get what you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only person who won't get angry is an Arahant.
Oh.
An Arahant won't expect anything.
Oh. Okay. Oh. That's so good.
Okay.
Yes.
And Sri, you have any question?
Yes, Tan Ajahn, like how can we use like Vimamsa to help us during the meditation?
Vimamsa means investigation of the nature of things, such as anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is called Vimamsa.
Oh, okay.
So when you see things, you have to see them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you are applying Vimamsa. Don't see them as permanent. See them as impermanent. Don't see them as belonging to you. See them not belonging to you. Don't see them as giving you happiness. See them as giving you dukkha.
Okay. And there's like during the meditation, if something happened, I use like mantra is not working, then I can go back to this using like the investigation to calm down the mind and then to continue like
If you can do and calm your mind, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's my questions. Yeah, thank you, Tanaja.
Okay. Let me go to Kenneth then. Kenneth from Switzerland, Professor.
Hello, Tanajan.
You finished with your teaching today, or you still have to go back?
Yeah, I finished. I was a bit late because of the time shifting. Now I finish half an hour later than this meeting starts. So,
okay.
But I'm finished now. Finished now. Thank you. I have no questions today, Tanajan.
Okay. Then we go to Amy then. Amy from Canada.
Just
from Toronto, huh?
hello, Tanajan. How are you?
Good, thank you.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I'm not gonna wish you a happy birthday because for my birthday, I asked you to wish me happy birthday, and you said, "I hope this is your last lifetime and last birthday." So I don't want to make the same wish for you. Thank you for taking this form and being born and teaching us now. So I'm really grateful for you being here at this time. I have a few questions. Can I? Because my first question is going to be regarding everybody else's questions that we're doing. Asupa. What do you mean exactly by asupa?
By seeing the opposite of beauty, good looking. The opposite of the opposite of good looking or beauty.
I thought it was a practice like that you achieved through jhana, because you said
No,
unless
no,
you will
not through jhana. When you're in jhana, you don't see anything. In jhana, you enter into emptiness.
Yes. And my next question is also regarding this. So you could be a Suttapana, is still not free from sexual desire.
That's right. You still see your body as beautiful or good looking.
And then the reason for anger, you said, is because of unfulfilled sexual desire.
That's right.
So is this why there are so many angry people?
That's right. Because everybody is so sexually driven nowadays.
Yes.
And when they cannot get their sexual desire fulfilled, then they get angry.
This comment kind of like scared me, because I remembered every time I am angry, I'm like, I have to look deep down within, like, why am I so angry or irritated?
But there are the causes of anger, not just sexual desire.
Yes.
Not getting what you want can cause you anger.
Yes, because I've noticed within myself, like there are periods of time that my mind is very pleasant and everything is really smooth. And then there are periods just out of nowhere that I'm irritated. I don't have the patience to tolerate, like,
That's when things don't go according to your desire. Then you become irritated, unhappy.
So every time I'm irritated, it has something to do with my desire.
By not fulfilling your desire or expectation.
Yes.
Maybe you want a sunny day and you get a cloudy day, you can also feel bad that day. How come it's not? How come it's not sunny? How come it's cloudy?
Yes, but sometimes I wake up not in a good mood.
Okay.
I mean,
because maybe something lingers in your mind.
Yes.
You wanted something, and maybe past disappointment can also cause you when you wake up. You're not feeling good.
Okay, my health is these days deteriorating very fast, and I am waiting for a surgery to happen. So I was contemplating, like, let's think about it. If I don't know, maybe things goes very in the other direction, and I was wondering about death. If there is an opportunity to die while you have a surgery or things go bad, is that okay to take that opportunity?
Yes. If you think this is an opportunity for you to test whether you can let go of your attachment to your body or not, take it.
Because I remember I was sick many years ago, and I had a near-death experience, and then from that experience, like, my attachment to my mother kind of pulled me out of it. Like I couldn't let go. I was so afraid. I thought if I die, my mother's gonna kill me. So I didn't let myself to get into that direction.
How could you kill you when you're already dead?
No, it's like that's the irony of the mind, you know. I was so afraid of my mother to die. I thought like if I die, she will be so angry at me.
Well, it's her business. You're not you're to worry about it.
Yes.
Whether she's gonna be happy with your death or angry with your death is not your concern really. It's her business.
So my obligation to my mother is that if I die before her, is that okay?
Yes, when you die, then your obligation to her ends because there's nothing else you can do for her.
Okay. And can I make one last comment?
Sure, please.
I was thinking like about this comment that I've heard from many older people or even myself that everything is sucking or getting worse as time passes. Things was better in the past. And I couldn't understand this comment. And I was contemplating about it last night and I thought about it. I was like, in a way, it's kind of true because we keep getting more and more distracted and more away from awareness, attentions, and the things that matters. So things does actually seem in my mind that they actually suck more now than it did maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 50 years ago.
There's things constantly changing, see? And they go in cycles. They go down and they go up like the economy. You have the economy go down and then it goes up. Morality is the same thing. People's moral now is going down as compared to before.
But through my lifetime, it's just been going down. It doesn't.
But eventually it will go up again. This is the cycle.
Yes.
So this is what we call anicca, change. And anatta is a natural phenomenon that you cannot control.
Yes. But
so you just have to learn to live with it, and don't be sucked by it. Don't be overwhelmed by it. Don't be consumed by what you see. You can separate your mind from these things by meditation.
Yes.
When you meditate, then your mind will stop reacting to things, and you can be happy regardless of what happens, whether things go up or things go down. Wouldn't bother your mind.
Yes, thank you. One practice that I seem to do work for me is like I get very happy when I'm wrong, when I have an opinion about somebody or something, and then I find out that I'm so wrong. It's just like I get happy, and that makes me separate from the mind and also the trust and the belief in the mind. So the more I am wrong, the more I feel I feel good.
Maybe in the wrong way, yes. When you misjudge people, and then you find out that your judgment is wrong, then you might make you feel good because the person is better than what you think.
Yes, I like it. Like every time this happens, I get so happy. It's like it elates me so much. So I'm like, it's so nice to be wrong.
But you can be bothered if you misjudge a person. If you misjudge them to be good and they turn out not to be good.
Yes.
You won't be happy when you find out that this person is not what you think he or she is.
Yes.
So I think you should stick to reality. Just try to think according to the truth.
Yes. I mean, I have a lot of health issues right now, but when I breathe, when I meditate, I don't feel any abstraction in my body. I don't feel any obstacle. Like I'm able to pass the breath through every part, and I don't know. My breathing is very pleasant regardless of what's happening. So I don't know. Is this a good thing or is this or I'm delusional?
As long as you feel good, it's okay.
Yes. Okay.
We do to make the mind feel good, and the way to do it is to keep the mind calm and not reacting to anything.
Yes. Well, thank you very much.
All right.
I hope to see you again.
Okay, you're from Toronto, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let me go to the next person. Nanapat from Bangkok. Any questions from you?
Today, no question, but I want to say to thank you for your teaching. That make me have my own life roadmap ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ Hope you healthy ค่ะ
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Vivi from Indonesia.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Ajahn, I don't dare to say happy birthday. Ajahn, I have a question. Ajahn said the mind is driver and body is a car. What about Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana? What do these four things contribute to the mind?
Oh, they are the function of the mind. They are the ones that tells the mind what. They are the hands and feet of the mind. See? The mind needs to think. The mind needs to be conscious of the sensual objects. The mind needs to have feelings when the mind come into contact with these sensual objects. So I don't know how to compare these four. Maybe they are parts of the driver, not part of the car. It belongs to the driver.
So these four things, they still have the important role in the mind, has attained enlightenment.
Oh yes, they're the one that cause you to have happiness or sadness. It's how you think, how you perceive things.
Because a few days ago I cried because I disappointed to my husband. So I realized, why can I cry? Who made this body cry? Do these four things play a role in my crying activity?
Yes, you cry caused by your perception of the things that you see or hear. And when you perceive that to be sadness, then you cry.
This sadness is the defilement activity. Work
yes,
inside.
delusion, because you see things as good or bad, as right or wrong.
But after I cry, I realized that have husband is a dukkha.
That's right.
Has husband is
it's
a dukkha.
Too late now. You already have him.
Yeah. If I leave them, there will be a big commotion and blame me running away after following Buddha teaching, and Buddha teaching will be a bad impression. All right, Ajahn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't leave and stay with your dukkha.
Yeah, this is my
don't
karma.
Complain, and don't complain. This is your karma. This is your karma.
This is my karma. Yeah, it's true. So I must finish it, all right.
Okay.
And this week I have difficulty concentrate because there are many activity that I involve my mind. Plus, this disappointed bothers me when I meditation. It keep appearing. So how do I overcome it, Ajahn? If I'm Buddha, this
Putto
disappointment,
chanting, Putto chanting.
this disappointed doesn't appear. But if I'm tired Buddha, slowly it appears again and start playing in it again.
Then you have to start again. Start to Putto again. Don't stop.
Don't stop. But if I get tired, it appears again. Yeah, so on. But finally, I saw my husband is just a 32 part, and this disappointed start to disappear.
Okay.
And
using wisdom, you're living with a corpse. Think of yourself living with a corpse.
With another corpse, because I am the corpse too.
Okay, two corpses living together.
Yeah. Okay, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Jessica, are you still in Bangkok?
Hello, Ajahn. Yes, I'm still in Bangkok. I'm flying back in December to California to visit my family. Yes. but I'm
Okay.
also moving there back.
You're moving back there?
Yes, I have a few things I need to do, and I'm planning to go there for 3 years and then come back. You know, so Thanajan, I've been practicing a lot, and I've been listening to Dhamma talk with different various teachers. Long Ta Mahabua is one, Long Puman and Long Pali. And you know, when I'm listening to it, you know, like Thai is a second language for me, but I can still understand it. I get the sense that I'm listening, and there is a vast emptiness, like I'm within inside, and there is not anything, and there's no thinking, and there's just awareness of knowing. And so that was when I was sitting and listening to the Dhamma talk, and for a few days, even till now, even when I'm walking, it's like my body is a car, and it's on an on a pilot drive. So I'm aware of everything that I'm doing, and it just feels like I see things quicker than before. I see the happiness, anger, attachment, unpleasant feeling. I see it rising before it can actually, you know, have any attachments to my feelings. So Ajahn, if I keep going like this, I might have to go to the temple and become a nun, I think.
Why not? Why not? Good to become a nun or a monk. That's the best profession to be in.
I know, huh? I know. So to continue doing what I am doing, is that still okay? Will that one day, you know, help me improve, you know, panya, wisdom, barami?
Yes, keep studying the teaching of the various teachers and keep practicing meditation. These two will advance you in your practice.
Yes. And I also had one thing I wanted to tell you as well. It was actually just the last moment. I had the chance to meet one of your students, Ajahn Boy. So I had the chance to meet him, and he taught me a little bit as well. And he was a very good student of yours.
Okay.
Yes, it was an amazing experience, Thanajan.
Okay.
Yes,
Do
that's
you have
all.
any question? No question.
No questions.
Okay.
No questions.
All right then. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Come back and visit us from time to time. Okay.
Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Lisa Tan.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Where are you from?
Singapore.
Singapore.
I just rejoined again. Normally, I will watch through the Facebook Live.
Okay. You have any question?
Yes. So my question is, I think related with the life. So, how far should one attempt to make efforts to live and to survive? Let's say, for instance, one day when we are sick, or until a person unable to fulfill the 4 requisites of life, should a person try to live longer even when really deeply in sick situation, and then the person need to cure the illness by spending all the money or even need to borrow? Is that really we need to go into that extent?
Well, it depends on how bad you want to live. It's up to you. But anyway, you're gonna die anyway. No matter how hard you try to keep it alive, eventually it's gonna die. So you have to ask yourself whether it's worth it or not. If it's worth it to to put the effort to keep it going, then do it. If you don't think it's worth it, then just leave it alone. Let it be. But don't kill the body. Just let the body die if you can no longer support it.
So we still need to make an effort to maintain the body.
If you think it's worth your effort, if you still want to practice Dhamma, for instance, then maintaining this body is a good decision. But if you
For the
just
purpose of
if you just want to live and then enjoy life and with your defilement, then this is not a good decision.
Okay, so it is for the right purpose.
Right, for the right purpose. But whichever case, you don't want to kill the body, you don't want to terminate the body. You just have to let it expire by itself if you can no longer support it.
Okay, understand. Then my second question is, I heard several stories about meditation can cure an illness, but is it really can cure an illness, but how is the rationale of that?
It depends on what caused the illness. If it's mental cause, mentally induced, then when you fix the mind, then the illness can also disappear. If it's caused by stress in the mind, and then if you get rid of the stress in the mind, then the illness will be eliminated. Only some of the illness that are caused by stress. But if they're not caused by stress, then even the Buddha died, even the Buddha got sick. Although the Buddha didn't have any stress, he still get sick from other causes like COVID-19.
Okay. But if let's say it is a physical illness that come from that caused by the stress, it may also relate, right?
Right. If it's caused by stress, if you can get rid of the stress, then the illness will also disappear.
Okay, understand. Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Who's next? I think Michael or Seyon. Seyon. Okay. Next. From Singapore.
Hi, Ajahn. Yeah.
Yes.
Just listening today, no questions from me.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Then let me go to Michael. Hi, Michael. Haven't seen you a while. Okay.
Hi, Tanajan. Yes, it has been a while, I think around 3 months or so. But just to show up and confirm that everything is okay and that I continue my practice. As I mentioned, it's about a year and a half now. And it has been extremely good, let's say. And I would recommend to anyone who participates in this group, who has the opportunity to really dedicate more time to practice, because the results are really extremely beneficial. Okay. And just to comment, when I turned in, I noticed that there were some questions about Asubha practice.
Yes.
And just to mention that in the Ajahn website, there is a link to a book, which is a summary of a number of talks that Tanajan has published. And one chapter in that book is exactly the Asubha practice. The name of the book in English is Real Happiness.
Real Happiness, the one you translated.
Yes, I translated to Portuguese, but I made the summary in English. So the book is available in both English and Portuguese.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to read a little bit more about Asubha practice, I would suggest reading the book. Maybe then it's possible to have some more questions, more specific questions about the practice. But the chapter, I think, in this book gives some very interesting guidelines on how to practice. And it's all based on Tanajan's talks. So I would suggest that. Okay. But basically, I'm here just to show that I'm still around. I'm still practicing. I'm a little bit more optimistic now that maybe eventually I will be able to travel to Thailand now that apparently the pandemic is under more control. I have taken already the third dose of a vaccine. So that's something which I have in my mind, and I would really like to go and visit Thanajan, and that would be an extremely good experience. But so far, I'm still practicing and dedicating to my practice. That's my priority. So thank you, Thanajan, and as many people already said, I'm very happy to be here in your birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Then we go to Yupo Kumara. Yupo.
Hi, Ajahn.
Where are you from?
Tanajan, I'm Upul from Sri Lanka. I'm from Colombo.
All right. Can I help you?
I'm good. I have one question, Ajahn. Actually, I am not happy with the profession or the job that I'm doing right now, but I'm always thinking of, giving resignation and doing my own thing. But with the uncertainty of the situation, I'm not able to do that. That brings me a lot of like stress, and how to overcome that kind of situation and how to make a decision in this kind of a situation. But I'm still doing practice in meditation, and my job doesn't give that much of stress on me, but I feel always I need to do something on my own because I need to practice more and more meditation and Dhamma. So how to overcome that kind of a situation? And excuse me, I have another the second question is how to overcome this sexual desire. Still we are suffering. I mean, we are like very much difficult in overcoming that. What is the best way to overcome sexual desire? Thank you, Ajahn.
The best way is to think of corpses or think of the 32 parts of the body. You go study, open up an anatomy book and look at the various parts of the body, especially the parts under the skin. You can see the skeleton, you can see the heart, the lungs, the intestines of a person. So when you have sexual desire, just think of these images. It can get rid of your sexual desire. Okay. Concerning your first question, as far as looking for a new job, well, you just have to see what's going to happen if you leave your old job. Will it be better for you or worse for you? If it's better for you, then you go ahead. If it's worse for you, then maybe you should stick with your old job. But if you don't know, then maybe you just have to either go blindly or stay with what you know. Understand?
Yes, Ajahn. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
I think that one of the problems that causes you stress is that you're not happy with what you do. So if you can somehow turn your mind around, say, try to be happy with what you do, then you might not have to leave.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Sadhu,
Right.
sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Karen Swan, I think I skip you somehow in the screen, just moving back and forth. Karen Swan from
Hi,
Singapore.
Ajahn. I'm calling from Singapore.
Okay.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. And
Yeah.
you?
So I've been practicing meditation for last 2 years. Recently, suffer back pain, back injury, and because of this, cannot practice very well, cannot focus in the meditation. So, what is the recommendation from Ajahn in respect to people of my age, going through aging, there will be pain physically, even though mentally is no pain, but how to actually handle, this kind of aging process?
Well, you just have to accept it for what it is. Don't try to reject it. Try to learn to live with it. Now you learn to live with the weather. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's shining. You just have to accept them for what they are. Then you won't feel bad about it. If you reject or you don't like it, then it can make you unhappy.
Okay. Now, second question, Ajahn, is I think as a layperson, we basically face with a situation of greed, right? Attachment, to material things. How are we able to practice right view?
Okay.
Right. And then how we can actually establish right view consistently, right, throughout our practice.
Well, right view as far as greed is concerned is you only want to have only what you need. And what you need are the four requisites of life. You need to have food, clothing, housing, and medicine. Once you have all of this, then you should stop your greed for anything else, because they won't change your life much, especially your mind.
How to actually, those are the things that we hope to do, right? We hope to actually reduce our unwholesome deed, right? Unwholesome tasks, those in our mind. But when we actually face those scenario, those incidents, we tend to actually blame here, blame this person, blame that person. We try to be more greedy. So how to actually practice right view in the right way, so that mentally we're able to actually manage our greed, manage our unwholesome thought.
By thinking of death, when you think of death, then you say, after all these things that you do, when you die, you lose everything anyway. So it might make you think, maybe I shouldn't really want to have so much.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, death contemplation can slow down your greed a lot.
Okay. I have no more questions. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. I think next is Paul Lennon. Hi, Paul. Where are you from? Can you unmute the microphone?
I've got an old microphone. Can you hear me, Ajahn?
Yes, can hear you now.
Oh, thank you. Ajahn, I'm in Chonburi.
I see, okay.
Yeah, Ajahn, in 2004, I was at the cremation of Luang Por Panya at Wat Bantar.
Yes, I know him.
On that day, Ajahn, three times in the sky, something very special happened, Ajahn. It was like there was like a rainbow around the sun.
Yes.
Three times at Pacific times. And the last time was when Luang Mahabua lit the funeral pyre, and I was standing very close to it, and all the Thai people around, I've been speaking Thai for 30 years, and the Thai people around me, they said to me, the monk has merit, the monk has merit, the monk has merit. And Luang Mahabua lit the funeral pyre, and at that, within seconds, there was a huge rainbow around the sky.
Okay.
What's the significance of that, Ajahn? I'm sorry if you don't want to answer that. I'm really sorry.
No, I can answer. There's no significance. It's up to you. See? It's up to you how you want to interpret it. If you want to interpret according to Vipassana, you just say this is a natural phenomenon that just happened at the same time.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. I was very lucky to know Ajahn Panya and to stay at I stayed at Wat Pantha with Lung Ta Mahabua. So I was and I know Ajahn Dick, and it was a very it guided my life. I was a lost man before I met them.
Okay, good to hear.
And Ajahn, your teachings on YouTube are just absolutely tremendous. I log in every day and looking at the old videos on YouTube, and you've helped me so much. I just wanted to say thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Happy to hear that.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Sulan from Singapore. You always come in last, Sulan. Almost last.
Yeah, so sorry about this. Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. Yeah. I don't really have a question today.
No question today.
But I just want to say thank you for holding all the sessions. Really.
Okay. I enjoy it. I have company. See. I usually live alone, so from time to time, it's nice to have company. You know. It's nice to meet people and talk to them. But we talk only Dhamma. We don't talk about politics or money or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm very happy also that you talk to me.
All right. Then let me go to Selva.
Oh, thank you.
Selva, you're from India, right?
Yeah. Namaste.
Yes, go ahead. Can hear you.
Banteji.
Your son.
How are you? How are you, Banteji? He's just asking you, how are you?
Okay, fine, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Banteji. Banteji, what is the final state of Nibbana? We are beyond body and mind. Is it like Buddha said that there's no solitude on the earth? There's only complete wavelets around us, inside, outside, everywhere. So the final Nibbanic state is completely, it's a wavelet state, or it's a complete state of silence, or it cannot be explained. It can be only experienced.
The final Nibbana means the separation, complete separation of the mind from the body.
Okay, so but we are not the mind, right? We are beyond the mind state is Nibbana, or
we're just a figment of our own imagination. We create our persona by thinking about it. That's all. There's no real you, real me. It's the mind that's creating this concept of persona of a person, of you and of me, for instance. But there's no real.
So the final state is
emptiness,
beyond the
emptiness.
mind. Emptiness. Okay.
Emptiness and blissfulness together. Emptiness and blissfulness. The Buddha said, Nibbanang paramang sunyam, Nibbanang paramang sukham. Supreme emptiness and supreme blissfulness.
Okay. So there is no observer, no witnesser, nothing.
No self, no nothing. When the mind stops creating, when the mind stops thinking, then the self disappears. The self only appears when you start to think. When you're like a writer, of a book, and you keep writing about you, when actually you are just a thinker. That's all.
Okay, so what is the real meaning of anatta in right view?
Anatta means that there is no self.
No self.
No real self. The self that we have, we know it's just a creation of the mind.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Bandit.
Okay. All right. Is anybody else coming that hasn't yet been?
We have Chongling.
Chongling. Where are you from, Chongling?
Yeah, I'm from the US. I was originally from Malaysia. I've been following your Dhamma sessions online for a few months now, And today on this auspicious day, I just want to thank you for the Dhamma teachings and to wish you a happy birthday. I think you are very eloquent in your Dhamma teachings, and I hope to visit Thailand and visit the Wat soon, so I can learn from you soon.
Okay. See you then. Anything else?
No, just that. Thank you.
Where are you in the U.S.?
I live in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, good. All right. You're from Malaysia originally.
Yeah, I've been in the U.S. the last 30 years almost. So.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to see you.
Bante, thank you.
Okay. I think everybody has a chance to ask a question. So let me go to Facebook now for the question, if there's any.
There are 5 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ The
Go
first
ahead.
question from Eddie Gan. ท่านอาจารย์ if we meditate at cemetery or forest, will we encounter ghosts or spirit? If yes, what should we do? Will they harm us? Thank you.
No, most of the ghosts that you encounter is inside your mind. Your mind interprets things to be ghosts. That's all. So when you encounter these ghosts, you just use a mantra or do chanting until you stop thinking about ghosts. Then the ghost will disappear.
Next question from Ko Winston. Can Ajahn please explain what is the 4 foundations of mindfulness and how to use it in our busy life?
4 foundations of mindfulness are for monks, really, not for lay people. They are subjects that monk has to study in order to be able to free themselves from dukkha or suffering, because their delusion caused them to be involved with these objects such as the body, the feelings, and the mind. So the Buddha teaches the monk to use Dhamma to teach them the truth about these objects, such as the body, feeling, and mind states, as being impermanent, as being a natural phenomena without any self in these things. So when one see and understand this clearly, one can then be free from attachment to these objects and wouldn't have any suffering or stress arising from clinging to these states, these objects. So it's really not for you to use in your daily. If you want to use in your daily life, the Buddha said you should be mindful of what your body is doing all the time. From the time you get up in the morning to the time you go to sleep. Tie your mind with the body. Don't let your mind go away to the past or to the future or to anywhere but the body. Keep watching the body, stay with the body. Then your mind can be calm and peaceful and happy. But if you let your mind stray to things about this and that, then it can create a lot of emotions, and lots of these emotions are not good for the mind. They are sad or worry or unhappiness. So if you can stop your mind from thinking, from wandering away from the body, you'll have an empty mind, a calm mind, and a peaceful mind, and a happy mind. Okay.
2 questions from Po Liang Soon. The first question is, how can we prepare and do while waiting to die? Thank you.
Prepare yourself for death by thinking about it all the time, that this body one day will stop. The Buddha taught his assistant, the Venerable Ananda, to think in terms of the breathing. If you breathe in and when you don't breathe out, you die. Or when you breathe out and when you don't breathe in, you die. So death is at the tip of your nose, and be prepared for it. That's all. And also teach yourself that the body is not you. You're just somebody using the body. You're not the body. You're the master of the body. You tell the body what to do. But you cannot keep the body with you forever. One day you have to return it back to nature, because the body comes from nature, comes from the 4 elements. And one day the body will have to go back to the 4 elements. So you have to give it up. If you can teach your mind like this all the time, when the time comes, you will willingly give it up. You will not resist. You will not cling to it. Then there will be no suffering when you die.
And the second question of Pauline Soon is, what is the meaning of aspiration? Thank you.
You have to look up in the dictionary, I guess. Aspiration is to aspire, to do something or to be something.
And last question from Yato. Namaste, Ajahn. I want to say happy birthday to you and hopefully you always stay healthy. I have a question. In this Katina time, if I give dana to monks in a temple, but that temple only have 2 monks, in this condition, still in Katina time. Thank you.
No, the conditions of Katina is you have to have a minimum of 5 months, I think, to receive the Katina. 5 or 4, I'm not sure. I think it's 5. And these 5 monks have to spend the whole 3 months during the residence in that monastery in order for them to be eligible to receive the Katina robe from you.
That's all, Ajahn.
Okay. Anybody would like to ask any more questions? You're welcome. Sajalka, okay.
Thank you, Tanaja, for your teaching. I have a question actually that follows up Kokseng's question on Sotapanna. And am I correct to think that Sotapanna will still have a limited number of rebirths? My question is that will those births be human births, or more importantly, that when the Sotapanna comes back as a human being, that he is going to find Dhamma or a teacher to be in Dhamma again?
Sotapanna doesn't need a teacher anymore. He got the roadmap in his mind, so he can continue on practicing wherever he is born, whether as a deva or as a human being. He can continue on practicing and move up to the higher level without having a teacher, because he has already understood the principle of the 4 noble truths, which is the real teaching and the real teacher. So he doesn't.
But his teaching, but his attachment to the sensuality that we talked about this thing before, is going to be the hindrance that he has to work on it, but he's going to find that again, that is his drawback.
Yes, you'll find that to be his problem, and he has to find a way of solving it. And he knows that what he needs to do is to always look at the opposite of what you think. When you see something, if you think something is permanent, you have to look at the opposite. They are not permanent. If you see beauty, you have to look at the opposite. There is no beauty, and then you can get rid of your problem. So basically, Sotapanna know how to solve the problem, but he didn't have the time to solve all of them, and somehow he happened to die before that happened. But he can continue on.
But Tanajan, then it brings back to Michael's things about the Asubha, isn't it? Because Asubha is the one that would have helped him to deal with that issue about the other side of the beauty, what is under the skin, so to speak, really, right?
That's right. So every time you see beauty, you should think of the opposite if you want to get rid of your sexual desire.
Right. And one thing that this is connecting to what Michael was saying, that about the I think I mentioned that before, but Ajahn Mahabua actually, I think he was the editor in a book, a thick volume, but it's written in Thai and it has lots of pictures and most of them are actually very graphic. And I it's actually available on the internet. It's a PDF file, and I think I look at the pictures and they're actually very, very nicely designed, and I think that I wish I knew the language to translate it, but I wish someday somebody who knows Thai and English would translate that volume, because that will be an outstanding contribution, because people can actually read that and see that the Ashubha, the inside the body, everything starting from the end to end, and it's kind of I think I actually use that myself, but I cannot read the text. But Lungta Mahabua's picture appears in the front, and I cannot discern, maybe that he was the editor of that volume or something like that. So like the folks who are kind of more capable, I think probably can look at that and see if they can translate it for everybody else.
Okay, I think maybe somebody, once they have heard this, they might want to do some translation on it. Hopefully.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Amy.
Who would like to ask a question? Go ahead.
Ajahn, I just have one more question. It's again on the same topic. So is it better if that is the case? Is it better to take a vow of celibacy or just live life and see what happens till it disappears by itself?
They don't disappear by themselves. You have to get rid of them with the right perception, with the proper perception. Like sexual desire, you have to constantly looking at the unpleasant parts of the body.
Yes.
Especially during when you have this desire. But sometimes when you have this desire, you won't have the energy to resist, to go look at the unpleasant part. So you have to try to do it before you get this desire appears. I mean, you have to prepare the antidote first, so that as soon as you have the problem, then you can apply the antidote right away.
Yes. So if you take the vow of celibacy and then if you break it, you have guilt and shame attached to it. But if you don't have the vow of celibacy and you just don't participate or don't act upon it, then I don't know. I'm trying to understand, like for a lay person, is it better to take the vow of celibacy or just live a life and just try to practice properly?
Well, see, for monks, we have to take this vow because we're dependent on the lay people for support. So we have to have something to show them that we are worth their support. See?
Yes.
But as a lay person, you can take a vow or you don't have to take a vow. It's up to you.
So it doesn't add any benefit to your practice if you do take the vow or not.
It depends on whether you want, how bad you want to get rid of your sexual desire.
It's not only about the sexual desire, it's progressing in the practice.
Yeah. If you take a vow, then you're committed. You're forced to do it. See? If you don't take a vow, then you say, "Oh yeah, I have a choice. I can take it or I can leave it."
Yes.
So the likelihood of succeeding is not as good as when you take a vow. When you take a vow, you commit yourself to this task.
But if you break it under the vow, you have guilt and shame. But if you don't have the vow, if you break or something happens, then you're free from guilt and shame, no?
It depends on how you react. If you think that you're still human and you're not a saint yet, and you're likely to fall. So what? If you fail.
Yes. Because for the monks, if they fail the vow, there's a consequences, no? That's
right. They have to disrobe if they committed a sexual act with another person. They can no longer remain as a monk.
So for the lay person, since there is no consequences, it's just your own internal moral judgment.
Not only internal moral, also it becomes a hindrance to your advancement to enlightenment.
Yes.
So you want to get rid of this activity, because the more you have, then the more you will have the hindrance to prevent you from getting to your goal of enlightenment.
Yes, but one thing that I've realized with the mind, like when you prevent the mind from certain things, it's focus and fascinate more on those things. Like the mind's like, as soon as you say, don't press the red button, the mind wants to press the red button, So like, how do we like try not to, like, I don't know, push the buttons of the mind?
First, you have to take control of the mind by by using mindfulness first. Once you can take control of the mind, then you can direct the mind to go look or see or think of the things that the mind doesn't like to see or think.
Yes.
That's why you need to have mindfulness first. Mindfulness to stop thinking. And once you can stop thinking, then you can direct your mind to think in the direction that you want it to go.
Yes.
So practice of mindfulness is the first step that you have to develop.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Michael, you raise your hand.
Yes, Tanajan, if you allow me to make a compliment to some of the teaching that you mentioned very frequent, which is exactly silencing the thoughts, which I think is a major challenge for Westerners, because Westerners consider thinking as very, very important. If we look at all the study, all the degrees that we get in the West, so it's something which is very, very important for our identity. And I think it makes a huge difference. Most practitioners don't know that, but it makes a huge difference when you silence the thoughts. And those questions which were raised right now, I think also if the person is not thinking, those problems don't arise. Even sexual desire, if you don't think, it doesn't arise.
That's right.
So people should really focus on that. Silence the thoughts. That's a major challenge for Westerners, but it makes a huge difference in practice.
That's right.
And it's a teaching that Tanajan mentions very, very frequently. But it seems that he mentions, we listen and forget about it because we don't want to keep it in our mind, because thinking is so critical in our culture. So just to emphasize that.
I think every culture, not just the West, even in Asia, in Thailand, people like to think because they are driven by their delusions, by avijja paccaya sankhara.
Yes.
So they have to get the knowledge of the Buddha that tell them that it's bad for you to think. Once you know that, then you will then have the inspiration to try to stop thinking.
Yeah,
and when you
many
can
of the
stop thinking for
problems.
the first time, you see a whole different world. Once you can stop your mind, just briefly, maybe you can see how peaceful and happy your mind can become.
Yeah, I can also mention that maybe sometime someone who has that experience first time, that was at least my experience, is as if it's very frightening because we have the impression that I had the impression that I was disappearing, that I didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mind immediately started to think again. But then gradually, if you dedicate more to practice, it becomes natural. And many of the problems that were mentioned here in the talk, they simply don't appear. If you don't think, they don't come up. They don't exist. The mind is silenced. The mind is tranquil, is pleasant. So
no problem with emptiness. It's only with something that when you got problem.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you,
That's very
Tanajan.
good. Yeah, thank you for your input. Okay, back to you, Amy.
Thank you so much for your input, and I really appreciate the comment, but it's really, really not that simple because it's like, I don't know, you have to be very developed in jhanas to fully forget about the mind. And it's again, for me, I find that it's the mind that disregard the mind too. It's very strong.
Yes, you just have to be patient and try to build up mindfulness slowly. It doesn't come overnight for a lot of people, except for those who have already developed mindfulness in the past life, and they can go faster, quicker.
And as Michael was saying, in the Western world, like it's your thinking, the self, and also the self included with the thinking is so emphasized. It's like it's there's so much practices just emphasizing your thinking, your belief in the self. So to separate from it, it's much harder than I think than a lot of other countries. Like in the West, it's like all you and your mind, yourself and your mind.
I think every country has the same problem. They lack the right education from the time when they are small. See, if you are young and your parents start to tell you stop thinking, don't think, then maybe you can stop thinking.
This is why when I commented that things are getting worse as time progresses, because there's so much emphasis in thinking and also this type of education, we're getting away more from the non-thinking, and it's like your rights, everything, child's rights is all again that you're independent, you can think for yourself, you believe in yourself, it's self thinking. So everything that they advocate is about the self and thinking. So
that's right. It's all for the sake of the craving, to support your craving.
Yes.
The right to do this and that. This is the form.
Like in a way, be mad before you become enlightened too.
And you thought this will make you happy, instead it makes you more frustrated.
Yes.
That's when the more cravings you have, and the likelihood of not getting your craving is more. So the more stress and the more disappointment, the more anger will come up.
Yes.
That's why in Buddhism they have a term, they describe Buddhism as small is beautiful.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Small is beautiful.
Small is beautiful.
Have the small thought, little thought, don't think too much. Yeah.
Yes. See, a lot of people, they say like, I don't like small talks. So they want you to get to jump to the deep.
I don't mean small in terms of big, I mean small in less, not thinking. Think less. The less you think, the more beautiful life is. Because your mind becomes calmer, and when you're calmer, you look at life from a different angle.
Yes. So everything we praise, we have to let go. Everything that we believe, we have to let go. Everything that we think, we have to let go. It's like
yes, you have to reprogram your mind.
Everything, yes.
You have to restart your mind, reboot your computer.
Yes.
Clean up your hard disk.
Just Control Alt Delete. I think there's no repairing. There's just Control Alt Delete is the action for it.
Reset your phone, the factory, and then you put in a different input. Put in dana, put in sila, put in pavana. Instead of putting in money, wealth, and pleasures and things, rights, human rights, personal rights, child rights, and so forth. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody would like to say anything? Anyone? Okay, Jessica. Okay, your turn, Jessica.
Hello, Thanajan. I have one more question I would like to ask you. When there is no self and you see it and know it, and it's just an illusion for you, not just the saying of illusion, but you really know that it is an illusion. How can we cope with it when you know that, rebirth, life, death, everything to be similar to like the Matrix? How can you cope with this, as well as how can I have like a strong will to keep on going when that you're in the game, because you're born and you need to keep going, and
so you have
I don't want to play the game. You
have the solution, and in order for you to stop playing the game, you have to meditate.
Yes,
you have to get into jhana. You have to have equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can stop playing the game. You're just merely watching the game instead.
Yes. So right now it's like, I know it's a game, but how do I keep a strong will to, to see it in time? And
you have to meditate, get into jhana. Once you get into jhana, and when you come out, you have equanimity. Instead of being a player, you become an observer instead.
Yes, yes. That's it for now. Thank you.
Okay. You get the answer, right? What you need to do.
Yes, I understand very well.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. I think this is what we need more. We have a lot of wisdom already. We know anicca, dukkha, anatta, but we don't know how to stop dealing with
Ajahn,
them.
like I'm so tired. Take the red pill or the blue pill, you know, like the Matrix.
Yeah. Meditate, mindfulness, and then stop your mind from reacting. Then everything will be okay.
Yes, Ajahn, thank you.
All right. Looks like that's about all the time we have for tonight. Unless somebody has some pressing question I'd like to ask this time. Okay.
We have another one question from Facebook. Can it be?
Okay, go ahead.
One more question from Asen. Prajan, when an Arya takes rebirth, will she remember the Dhamma and path? Thank you.
Yes, the Dhamma in the mind of a noble person such as a Sotapanna will remain in the mind forever. Whatever the Sotapanna has learned, such as the Four Noble Truths, will always remain in the mind of the Sotapanna. And he can use this knowledge to advance his practice to higher level. All right. Okay, thank you very much for your time, for joining this meeting. I hope you can benefit from it somewhat and help you advance in your practice. So in the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And one day you will come across the noble truth, the truth that the Buddha had realized. So thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu.
Sadhu.
Sadhu. Sadhu.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Admin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Admin.